Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Z from ACG, and man, got a few things to say here. Pretty much, I know that I usually do this with multiple other guys, but just like what happened when we all started a stream together and everything else like that, they kind of fell apart. They really didn't want to do it anymore. And to be fair, I have a lot of shit to get off my chest. And instead of making like a video on it on my YouTube channel, which is basically just gaming reviews and some movie reviews when I feel like it's necessary to, I don't want to put my other opinions on there, simply for the fact that can definitely alienate and definitely piss off a lot of people. So you know what? I decided to revive this channel back just to see how it goes. It's more therapeutic, actually, from my part right here. So this is basically a trigger warning to all the people who get offended easily. I'm not going to say I'm super into politics and all the other stuff that people, quote unquote, aren't supposed to talk about. But I have no problem with them. And I've been getting a lot more into them recently. So just saying, this might not be for everyone. This podcast definitely does not need to be for everyone. If you don't like it, then I'm going to just take what other people have as advice and just say, leave. I know it's kind of out there because you don't know what I'm going to be talking about, because all the other times that we've spoke in some of the other podcasts that we have, I've had some other guys here who kind of kept me on a different track here. That's fine. But I decided to just kind of voice my opinion a little bit, and hopefully you guys will like it. Who knows if you will. I mean, it's YouTube. Let's be completely honest with each other. YouTube, it's especially podcasts. I know I have like a little itinerary right here to talk about, and I'm going to go through all those. I'm going to try to keep it under an hour like most podcasts do. But let's talk about podcasts for a little bit. Is it just me, or does everybody seem to have a fucking podcast right now? Holy shit. I would love to know why everybody has a podcast. So Baited. So Baited was a podcast. That was a thing for a little bit. It didn't go well. If anybody knows what the hell that is, if you guys don't know what the Baited podcast did, it had three people in it. It had Killer Keemstar, the mighty Killer Keemstar, the villain of the internet that everybody loves to hate. And then it had a lovely British man called Colossal is Crazy. He was a commentator as well. And then and then the laughing box of the entire thing, which was Tommy C, I think is what it was. It's been a while since I've seen it. I mean, no, in my opinion, he was definitely the weaker part of that entire series, but that's diverting. Whatever about that. Shit happened. It all had to do with money. Keemstar wanted to be paid more because technically he started the podcast. He didn't want to give up more money. He didn't want to make it a three-way split. There's plenty of commentary videos out there if you're one of those kind of people. I got into commentary videos for a little bit, and then I kind of stopped. But diverting, you guys will quickly realize that I divert a lot. And before and anybody starts double thinking anything, yes, I have been drinking. Let's put a little tally up here. And, okay, so I was at the bar, and I had 3 Guinnesses. I had a whiskey sour. I had a Cosmopolitan that my brother's wife did not want to finish. I had a Sex on the Beach that my brother's wife didn't want to finish. And then, there was one more thing. Bud Light. Then I had a Bud Light. Oh, god dang it. This might be an important part of me telling you this, but they were all doubles. So I'm feeling pretty fucking good, which is the reason why I wanted to revive this, because there's a lot of shit that's been going down, and I want to talk about it. And if you guys want to listen to it, I thank you. And if you enjoy what you listen right now, I don't expect getting any traction with this, but go ahead and throw a like, maybe a comment, and if you're feeling really generous. If you're really liking this, then by all means, definitely subscribe. Because if I get enough, I'm going to keep doing this along with my other channel. Which I don't want to hawk right now because, to be fair, I hate people who do that. Oh, this is the thing that you guys like. Well, you might like the one where I classify which kind of dildos I like putting up my asshole. Again, trigger warning. My tangents are usually sexual, and it involves the word fuck a lot. But going back to what I was saying right here, what is with everybody fucking doing a podcast? I just can't even. Like I was saying, it was Baited, which all three of those people before that I just mentioned, Tommy C, Keemstar, and Colossal is Crazy, they all had their own YouTube channels, and then they thought, fuck it, let's get together and let's talk about stuff, and that's it. Now, not only them, I think Psychic Pebbles does it, which he's a cartoonist. I'm pretty sure well, not cartoonist. Okay, I don't know what this is. He makes animated cartoons on YouTube. I don't know, like cartoonist, it seems like frame, you know, what is it, a cell, you know, first cell, it's like Garfield. Like you'd expect Garfield from like a Sunday newspaper when you say something like cartoonist, or else they get decapitated back in the 1990s to early 2000s, but whatever. God, I'm just going all over the place. Stick to everything here for a sec. But yeah, Psychic Pebble has done it now. Every single commentator channel has done it. Even some of the I don't know what you would call it, like anti-social justice warrior people have done it. I know that Crown T and Naked Ape have done it. There's plenty of people that do it all over the place. And so I just thought I would just throw this in. That was kind of my roundabout way of getting back on track right here. To be fair, like I said, you guys will quickly realize that I go on tangents. It just happens. I have no control over it, but I try to keep it right back to what I was talking about before. And I want to start this with the main reason why I wanted to do this. And that would be a lovely, lovely man. I'm guessing he's lovely. It's kind of like one of those things that, like, oh, Chevy Chase looks like such a great man. I'm pretty sure he's a cool dude to hang out with, and then you find out he's a complete asshole. It's one of those type of things. But I imagine this man is lovely. He's very talented. He's very funny, and that would be Mr. Jontron. For those of you who do not know who Jontron is, he is a comedian. He does reviews, not really reviews, because he doesn't even say how great they are. They're more like commentating on older type of games, NES games, recent games. He's a comedian. Like, he makes fun, he makes jokes, and to be honest, he's probably one of the most memeable people out there. Excuse me. No, but he seems like a nice guy. And for the longest time, he was on Game Grumps. He did his own channel. He's been on other podcasts and shit like that. He's done a lot of stuff. But he joined onto one type of podcast that would... I'm not going to say he's regretted it, because he doesn't show any regret, actually. He's been very strong about this entire thing. And that would be Sargon of Akkad. By the way, another great YouTuber. I enjoy the hell out of him. But he went on his podcast to kind of talk about how, pretty much talk about culture. He talked about how crazy life is now, which I agree with, because fucking everything that's going on in the world, and it's starting to feel more like feels before reals, you know, feelings before facts. And to be fair, I'm not 100% with the whole feel or facts before feels. I understand that they do have a place, and this is going to sound like I'm a science denier, which I am not, by the way. But at the same time, I mean, feelings have feelings can be put into multiple things. Art is probably the first thing I could think of. Great art is made from feels, and a lot of the skeptic community, I guess, is the best way to explain it. A lot of the skeptic community, they're all about, they feel like facts over feels a lot of the time. A constant, facts over feels, which, okay, fine, there's time and places. And this is not me trying to defend feels by any means, because most of the time I could see you doing facts before feels. But at the same time, feelings do have a place in culture too. But but saying stuff like Islam isn't naturally violent, that's Islamophobic. No, that's fact. That is 100% fact. You look at the doctrines and you look at the Quran, and it's all there. And again, I don't want to stick too much to politics, because there are much more intelligent people out there than me who can fill anybody in at any point. But going back to Jontron, he went on this Sargon of Akkad, who is an anti-feminist, I'm not going to say anti-immigration, but immigration to a certain extent, YouTuber. He's a very political YouTuber. And Jontron, oh man, I don't even know what he did. I know what he did. I don't know what pushed him to it, though, because he was quiet all these years. And what he mentioned on Sargon of Akkad's live stream is he's been quote unquote red pilled for a while, from what people have told, but from what he's told everybody. He's had these feelings for a long time, but he's just kept quiet about them because he didn't think that they were important, or he knew that they would get backlash. And then out of fucking nowhere, he just goes on Sargon of Akkad's live stream and just spouts all this stuff. And to be fair, I watched, it's like 5 hours of these guys talking. It's Sargon, Jontron, and some numbers guy. He's German. I to be honest, I don't know the guy. He seems like a cool guy, but I just don't know that much about him. And yeah, he got flack. He got a shit ton of flack. And instead of John just being like, look, okay, it's my politics. Nobody has to match my politics. Nobody has to be on my side. No one has to feel the same way I do. I'm just going to go back to doing my thing. I'm going to go back doing my thing on my channel, not do politics, not do nothing. Nope. I don't know if anybody here knows who Destiny is. As far as I have known, I did not know about this man before I actually all this stuff started. But what Destiny is a streamer, and he is a streamer who is apparently good. I've heard mixed results on that, but he's a good. He's good at the video game StarCraft 2, and then he switched over to League of Legends, and then he switched back to StarCraft 2 because that's where he got all of his money from. And I don't know who called out who. I don't know if Jontron's like, fuck it, I'm neck deep into this. Might as well go on to this streamer and start talking to him about culture. Even though I'm not really skeptic. I watched the debate that they had, and I want to talk about Destiny more often, but like later on in this podcast. But it's really hard for me to talk about Destiny without talking about what kind of an asshole he is, and I don't want to take away from what I'm going to be doing later on. But I can guarantee you that I have no problem talking shit about Destiny. But Destiny kind of wrapped him into a corner. I saw that the whole debate, and Jontron was trying to throw out statistics without saying where he got it from. He would just say something along the lines of, "Well, it's fact, dude. It's fact. That is a fact that blacks commit more crime. Rich blacks commit more crime than poor white people do." And that was from it becomes so fucking convoluted simply for the fact that it's like that. The article he was going by was a liberal article, and what they were trying to say is, look how much black people get discriminated, because even rich black people get discriminated just as bad as poor white people do, and that's not right. That's not right at all. So he took the information from there, but didn't really follow along with the policy of it, or with the overall message of it, and he just took the data from there and said, look, this is the data. Even I can't remember who the fuck did it. It was Washington Post, I think. And he said, look, this is hard evidence from a liberal left-leaning I'm not going to say web page, but magazine, newspaper, whatever it is. I don't read it because I don't really read because I'm retarded. But it was one of those type of things where he picked it from there, he showed it to them, and everyone started hounding on him, just like, well, that's not the whole point of that article. And it's like, well, that doesn't fucking matter. This is hard. Sorry, my screensaver came on, and I didn't know if my dog turned off my power or not. But he's like, this is hard ass evidence. This is it right here. And everyone made fun of him for it. And Destiny, God, I fucking hate Destiny. I saw him. He likes to debate with right-leaning people or even left-leaning people who don't agree with the same way he is. And even though I hate his fucking guts and I would have no issue talking shit about him my entire life right here, he seems like one of those, oh yes, I know so much about you. He's one of those kind of people that are the but actually people, and every fucking person knows one of these people are in your group, in your gang, in your clan, whatever the fuck you call you and all your friends. It's always one of these people where it's like, but really? Yes, the Turks in the in the 1700s, sure, they killed a lot of people, but actually, they actually did a lot of good stuff too. It's like, we're not talking about the good stuff that these people did. The Nazis, yes, they killed a bunch of Jews, but actually, they were very smart people, and they helped their own people. They were very nationalistic, so they liked to help the Germans more than anybody. Yeah, sure, they killed a lot of people, but actually, it's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Go fuck yourself. So, Destiny, who has obviously been oh man, he's obviously knows how to debate. And Jontron has never needed to debate his entire life, because he's been telling jokes. He's good at telling jokes. Jontron seems like a man that you would like to sit down, get drunk with. You guys could shoot the shit, have a couple laughs, and then fuck off. He's the ideal guy for that. If I could ever meet this motherfucker, oh man, I'm not gonna say I would go down on him, but I might motorboat his titties. I'm not gonna say I might go that far. But Destiny, oh man, he knows how to. Even if he knows he's backed off in a corner, what he likes to do is take this little itty bitty piece right here. We're talking about this subject right here, but I'm going to take this tiny subject and weave it into some nice words to make it sound like it means this. What people would call that is a straw man, and people would definitely call that you're trying to divert away from the question. And I have nothing to say because I would be in Jontron's shoes in a millisecond, because I don't understand when people do that to me. When I listen to these pseudo-intellectuals, full-fledged intellectuals, I don't really know what you would consider them. But when I listen to these people, it's like, oh, fuck me. These guys are definitely switching. And then when you try to call them on it, they're like, no, it does connect with this because of bullshit reasoning. And it's like, I know you're lying, but I can't pinpoint why you're lying. I'm retarded. I can't do anything, but I know you're fucking lying. But that doesn't work in the skeptic community. If you don't know why it's a lie without bringing up evidence, you're fucked. And that's what happened to Jontron. And what happened is every single mainstream media thing was trying to say, whoop, looks like YouTube has some motherfucking alt-right people who like to think that blacks fucking rape babies. Look at all these guys. That's what they were saying. That's exactly what they said. And then people listen to the entire podcast, and they're like, he never said anything about raping babies. It was implied, okay? It was implied, and don't you fucking talk back to us, you racist, sexist piece of shit. It was kind of like that, and I feel so fucking bad because the backlash to this Jontron shit with Destiny, oh man. The one that really got me, like, obviously he has a lot of Tumblr people who like listening to him, who frequently say that they're part animal, part fucking, magical beast, part fictional character. Deep inside, I swear to God, I'm a dragon Sherlock Holmes pixie fairy. I swear to God, I feel it inside of me. Go fuck off, God. Go see a therapist. I don't know what your uncle did to you when you were younger. You're not supposed to think like this. But whatever. He has a lot of sensitive fan bases. So when he starts coming out and saying this red-pilled, quote-unquote, shit, a lot of people are like, oh, wow. Wow, I didn't realize how racist he was. Oh my God, I cannot believe this. And he gets shit on. And you know what happened? I don't know if anybody here... I'm trying to like do a backstory to every single thing I say, because I don't want people to do the research, because then they'll know that I'm wrong. No, I know that most people don't like doing research, so I try to be as accurate as I can be. And there's a game called Ukulele, and it's about I think it's like a salamander or some sort of lizard and a mouse. It's a Kickstarter thing by the people who made Banjo-Kazooie. By the fucking way, I loved Banjo-Kazooie, so this entire thing that I'm going to be going into kills me. It hurts my heart, because I fucking loved those games. I love both of them. Like, a lot of people are like, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie 2, that one was not that great. It's like, no, it was still just as good. I mean, my childhood was complete with those kind of games. When, was it Rareware? When Rareware, I think it was just Rare, I think. But you guys understand, when Rare used to be good and not shitty, and then they sold out. They're not sold out, but their company went under. It doesn't matter. Again, I'm diverting here. Going back to Ukulele, it's supposed to be a by the same people who made Banjo-Kazooie, and fuck, it looked good. It actually looked really good. Spot on. It had different power-ups that it would use both of the animals to use. It was just like Banjo-Kazooie. But what they did is, Jontron is a pretty big fan of the Banjo-Kazooies, the first two, not Nuts and Bolts. I've never played it, so I can't say shit about it, but I've heard bad things. But he's a huge fan of Banjo-Kazooie. He loves Banjo-Kazooie, so when the people who when the people who made Ukulele said, "Oh man, we would love to have your voice as a character on this. Please come in. We'll do all of them." They did all the shoots. They nailed it down. It was perfect. And then what the fuck happened? A bunch of trannies and gays from a website decided to come on and say, "Ooh, Jontron, did you know that he's a white supremacist?" And they're like, "Oh, is he really?" Yeah, he's a white supremacist, and he kicks puppies, too. Oh, cute-ass puppies with big old eyes? Oh, he does everything to them. Did you actually know that Jontron said that black people deserve to die? Oh, I cannot believe you have him on this game. And then what did they fucking do? What did the developers of this fucking game do? They're like, "I know that we have all of the information. We have all the voice acting from him. We designed his character. It's all done. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to patch it. So we're going to not have him in the final game." Which fucking makes me so fucking upset. Okay, not everybody needs to like your game. Not everybody likes to be like, "Oh, you didn't do one thing for me. Oh, one thing you don't like for me. Oh God, I cannot believe it. This game was going to be perfect, but now you got this white supremacist in here. I know I'm not going to buy your game, even though you already have my money because it was a Kickstarter." And motherfucker, trying to get a refund on Kickstarter. You might as well try to stick your dick into a fucking straw, because it's not going to work. You can push and tug and keep doing it until it bleeds, but there's no way that you're going to get your money back. Most of the time. Obviously, there are some Kickstarters out there that are like, "Well, we fucked up. Here's your money back." But a lot of them just go to Mexico. But Jontron, sorry about that. Jontron took it well. He put a tweet out there saying, "Oh, it's really fucking depressing. I was really hoping to be on here, but I hope you guys have a good launch." And he was just being gentlemanly. Wow, I need to stop drinking. He was being very gentlemanlike, and God, it still was not enough. It was not enough for these greedy, selfish motherfuckers. And you know what? I don't like stuff in the world. I have strong opinions. Do I think that Twilight should have ever been a fad? Absolutely not. The book sucked. The movie sucked. Everything about this sucked. Am I happy that 50 Shades of Grey got a second movie that's apparently worse than the first one? Which is a Paramount thing to do. How is that even possible to be as bad as the first one? But whatever. Fucking whatever, okay? You know what? I don't go there and say, you're making a second one of these motherfucking movies. I'm going to pick it, and I'm going to be so fucking pissed off, and I'm going to make a ruckus, and what are you going to do? Yeah, you're going to dial back on that shit. That's what you're going to do. It's like, no, I don't say that. I say, jeez. All right, another movie, and guess what? This one's going to make $5 billion like the last one, and they're going to be like, oh, let's keep making these movies, even though they're absolute horse garbage, because what I know is that people have different opinions, okay? Especially different political opinions. Look, politics and religion, those two are like the fucking worst things out there. And my entire life, I haven't really been political since this last political round. And I started getting very political because the politics in this last election were more cultural than they were anything. And I think our culture fucking sucks. This whole, I am so triggered, I feel so bad, so you have to change things for me is such a bullshit concept. I cannot fucking believe it. I know a lot of people like to say you have to fight with your words. This is a philosophical, this is a cultural battle that we need to fight with words, not with fists. But it's so fucking hard not to just swing, especially with like the Antifa and everything out there. It makes it so fucking hard not to just jump into the pit and just start fucking swinging. But I don't want to do that. I really do not want to cause physical harm on anyone. I'll emotionally destroy someone if I can. But again, tangent again. Sorry about that. That's another conversation for another time. But I haven't really been super political, but one thing I do know is I'm a Christian. I've always been very, very Christian. I don't push it. I'm not one of those people who are just like, yeah, you're an atheist, huh? Did you know that hell burns a lot? I don't do anything like that. Sure, I'd wish more people would believe, but I'm not standing with pickets, and I'm not going to bring that into conversation. Why talk about fucking religion or politics when we could talk about, hey, what kind of band do you like? What kind of video games do you like? Do you have a certain type of porn that you watch more than often? There's so many other things that you could talk about besides those two things. But growing up on the internet, like, my generation was the internet generation. I was born in 1989. We saw the internet start. We were kids when it started getting popular, and everything on the internet is shit. It's just one huge cancer, especially if you are Christian and right-wing, which I'm not. I don't know the definition of right-wing. I honestly don't know what any of this shit is. I'm still getting used to this, but I do know that if you are right-wing and Christian, you might as well just be a clown that somebody could throw fucking pies at laced with arsenic, okay? Because they all make fun of you constantly. I got that for my Christian thing, which is fine. Guess what I did? I said, oh, well, that's a little bit rude to say. Okay, I'm going to go on with my video game. You know, you have a fun time fucking trolling people, which I'm not dissing trolls because I've had a few of my moments. You know, it's fine. It's fine to poke fun at people. You can Shia LaBeouf a lot of shit, a lot of people, and it's fine to do. But what you got to do is you got to take that troll and be like, oh wow, you suck at trolling. You didn't make me feel bad at all. I'm gonna go do my own thing. If you're gonna be crippled because you're like, oh, someone wasn't nice to me. Someone wasn't nice to me, and now I'm gonna do it. Once you do shit like that, guess what? You lose all credibility. Because if the nukes ever come down and we go back to, prehistoric age, guess who's going to die off? Because the people like me who know how to start fires and know how to do all this other shit that you don't know how to do, boy, I'm not going to share my mutated cow meat with you. I'm going to eat this shit by myself, and you can go die. Because I don't care. I don't care about you, okay? If you're nice to me and you're like, oh, you have differing opinions, well, that's fine. Can I have some of your mutated cow meat with mold that sings the opera? Okay, yeah, go ahead and have it, man. I hope that you like Italian. I hope you like Italian opera because that's all I got. Sorry, man. Oh my God. See, I keep telling myself I'm not political, but I think this is just so much built up. I'll try to be better, guys. I swear to God. But going back, ukulele, that was a shit thing to do. That was such an awful thing to do because Jontron likes you guys a lot. You guys are the original people that he probably grew up with, and you guys fucked him. You guys said, "Oh, you have a differing opinion? Well, I hope that you've lubed up because we're going to butt fuck you." And this whole thing kind of started because Destiny, now I'm going on to the next little thing right here. Destiny is such a piece of fucking garbage. I just cannot believe it. I do not like that guy whatsoever, and that's fine. He probably doesn't like me if he ever knew me. He's one of those kind of people that probably enjoys intellectual conversations, and I like talking about porn, and I like saying fuck a lot, so we're probably not on the same intellectual spectrum. I'm spitting everywhere. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I mentioned before, this guy knows how to debate. He is smart at debating. I don't agree with his politics. I don't agree with the way that he carries himself out. I don't like his face. I don't like anything about him. But credit is due when it's due, and that means that Destiny knows how to fucking debate. He knows how to get off the subject when he knows it's losing, and then when you have someone like Sargon or Naked Ape who keep coming at him saying, no, let's keep talking about this one thing. You seem to have diverted from there. He goes right back to the whole, oh man, I don't, we're not going to be able to agree on this. So let's just stop. Let's just stop talking because there's no way we'll be able to agree on this. It's like, okay. No, you cannot. Sorry about that. You can't just divert when you know that you're wrong or when you know that you're losing or when you know that it's like a brick in the road. You're supposed to convince people to be on your side. Now, sure, there are times where people just won't see the same thing. Oh, you believe in abortion? I don't believe in abortion at all. Come on. Even before, when it's like 8 cells and it doesn't have a brain, does not matter. I still don't like it. Okay, well, there's nothing we can do there because I'm always going to disagree with you. Okay, sweet. Porn preferences. Let's keep going here. See? This is what normal people should do. We should talk when you realize that shit's not going your way. Let's talk about another subject. Don't dwell on this bullshit of, well, I need to convince you to be on my side, which is what Destiny likes to do all the time. He and I have seen about 3 of his quote unquote debates. What he does is just looks down his nose and just judges people. And I realize I've been talking shit about Destiny for a while, and I know Destiny has a pretty big fan base, pretty big following, because even people who get mostly thumbs up reviews in their videos and they talk shit about Destiny, it's like half and half. It's so much, and I would not be surprised if I get shit on for this one, but I don't care. I mean, I don't do this for a living. That was going to sound bad. I was going to say I actually fucking work for a living, but editing videos and everything, that does take a lot. So I retract that. But I do work for a living, for a company, for a job, and I keep my head down and I keep working, and that's what I do. I can't just do whatever the fuck I want, talk about whatever the fuck I want, say fuck you to everybody like that, say that incest is okay, and say that I threatened that I was going to kill somebody with a group of people. I can't just say that and get through life. I have to actually work, which means I have to watch what I say, even if I don't have to, even if I do get big at YouTube or streaming, because I do both. It doesn't matter, because it's just, I want to say it's being a good person, but I don't think it really matters to a lot of people out there that do their own stuff. They don't care. I mean, they're just, some people go through codes of ethic, and some people just say, fuck it, I got money. I paid off my house. I have a Lamborghini that's paid off. I pay for $20 hookers every 2 minutes of my life. No problem, man. I have no problem with this. And that's completely fine. It's up to you. Sorry. If I stop drinking, then I get tired, and nobody likes a tired stream. But enough with Destiny, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get more dislikes than likes on this shit. So let's just go on to, like I mentioned before, I stream. I am a streamer. I do just random games. I do everything that I really can. But there are some streamers and types of streamers that I cannot fucking stand. Now, this might this may be a non-issue right now because I don't really watch a lot of streamers. I know a lot of people who are just like, fuck, I have streams on all the time in my background. I got 30, 40, 80 streamers in my, in my list of people to watch because I always have someone to watch. Then I have like 2 because I don't like a lot of people. I do not like watching. And like a lot of people like to watch, let's say, StarCraft or League of Legends streams. You're either one of 2 people. You're a fun person that talks a lot, but you suck at the game. That's mostly me. I mean, I talk to anybody who comes into my stream. That's just the kind of person I am because I'm not platinum level, so I can't just sit there and be quiet and then say something like, "Oh shoot, I should have gotten that. I'm so weak. I suck. I suck at this game. I should quit." I can't just go by. I can't skate by with that kind of thing, and people just watch me just to be good at the game. I have to kind of go by personality, charisma, and anything that you would like to call it. And then there's other people, like, okay, so people like Dyrus, who play the game really fucking well, and that's how he gets most of his people, I imagine. I imagine he gets most of his people because of that. I'm not like that, like I mentioned before. And even people who can play the game well and people go there to learn, to watch how they do it so they can do it themselves, to learn tips, everything else like that. I still have no problem with those guys. You're there for a reason. Like, a lot of those people are just like, I already make money out of this. People want to see how I play. Let's come and watch me. Please leave $5 as a tip and then fuck off. I would still have no problem with that. You don't need to be charismatic or have a silver tongue to stream. What I fucking cannot stand, and again, it might be a non-issue. I cannot stand tit streamers, booby streamers, gazonga streamers, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I hate those people. The only one that comes to mind right now, I don't know their names because I hate them so much I don't even want to go on there. Even though it's free tits, and I know that other people pay money and they start taking off clothing or do twerking, and all I gotta do is sit there and watch. I still don't do it because it bothers the shit out of me. Zoe Burger? Something Burger. I remember Burger because it's a fucking weird last name. No offense, but it's weird. And then, God, I cannot remember her name. It's somebody that has to do with Starbucks. Like, whenever you donate a certain amount of money, it's like, oh, goody, that's a small Starbucks for me. It's like, fuck you. Oh! I don't know, and then fucking 4chan goes on and trolls her, and she's like, you guys better stop, you gotta make me cry, and then, boom, money, cash money, rain down from the sky. Fuck everybody who does that. I fucking cannot stand it. Because what happens is they're just gonna keep money. They're just gonna keep getting money, because they're D's, or they're double D's, or they're whatever the fuck's higher than D. Or else they just twerk. And guess what happens? Twitch is like, well, this is technically against our rules, but, the more money she makes, the more money we make. So, God, this is a dilemma. But we're going to let her do everything. And then once it gets so ridiculous, they're like, okay, we gotta ban her. And then what happens is they make a YouTube video or they go on Twitter and they just, I cannot believe they banned me. I didn't do anything. And then they unban them so they can get more fucking money. I know this shit happens. Everybody knows this shit happens, or at least did happen. Again, I want to go back to, I don't know if there's booby streamers. I don't know if they locked down, I don't know if they cracked down on this, which makes this whole thing seem like a non-issue. But if they're still doing it, fuck you guys, okay? Girls. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any guys who just whipped out their dick and then just covered up the piss hole and been like, oh, you can't ban me because not all of it's shown. Woo! God, that guy would lose so much more shit than he would ever get. Yeah, double standard, guys, double standard. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this first one short. Just kind of keep it nice and light. If people like it, by all means, leave positive comments. Thumbs up. Thumbs down if you like Destiny. And then subscribe if you want to. I mean, I have another channel that I focus most of my time on, most of my small amount of time. So because I have a stream that I do, and then I editing takes me about 10 hours to complete a video, and they're not even that good. Let's be fair, but. So if you like this kind of thing, if you like me just unwrapping my brain and then just putting it on the table and then cutting a little piece off of it and then grilling it with some sushi or whatever like that, and I just flip and like they do in the oh man, what is it, like the I can't even remember what it. I don't even know what it is because I've never been there. But you know, the people who have the tall hats, the Japanese people, and they do ching 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 ching, and then they chop up stuff and then they flip it into your mouth. I'm pretty sure they don't flip it in people's mouths, but they do it on the TV, and that's my only window to the outside. But if you want me to be one of those kind of people, I have no issue with that. But if you guys are not enjoying this, if you didn't even get through the entire thing, I would have no issue with that. This was more therapeutic for me because I just got a lot of shit off my chest. And if you guys like seeing all this shit off my chest, just splayed out for everyone to see. Make sure that you voice your opinion by whatever means necessary. If you have to stand outside of my house naked, playing a boombox, and the boombox has Chatelet on it or something like that, yeah, go ahead and do it, man. Go ahead and do it. I'll probably come out there and spray you down with the hose, but I'll do it with a smile on my face, and not a smile because like you're writhing around on the cold ground. It's a smile because I'm like, oh, what a nice guy. Man, what a nice guy. I don't know why I'm even doing this. No, thank you, Frank. I got this. Frank's my neighbor, by the way. Frank's not really my neighbor. This is all part of my head, okay, guys? Just fucking turn off right now. Turn it off. Shut it down!